Miss Councilwoman Kathy Conlon to say the pledge of allegiance.
Soon as she gets up, yeah, okay. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we ask for your wisdom tonight, your patience, and your mercy. We also ask that you bless everyone here in our town, and especially the military who are not here, and protecting us. We ask that, especially during this season, remind us to give you thanks, because we thank you so much for so very many things. We ask this in your Son's name.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Conlon. Okay. I'll begin by reading the minutes of the October 29th, 2013 minutes. We have in our packet any modifications, deletions.
I move that we approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Been moved properly second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. We have any administrative briefings? We have any things you'd like to add, Mr. Administrator?
No, sir.
You mentioned on the last page, the calendar of events about the farmer's market thing, December 7th.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff happening there. They've done a wonderful job of planning for every age group, they had Paul and I reading "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" and other selections. They've tried to do everything to appeal to everybody. And I just think they're doing a wonderful job. And that everybody shows up December 7th in the morning, 9 o'clock.
Right early.
And it's gonna be in
Carlisle.
Carlisle Park.
Anything else? No? Okay. City of Communications. We have, I have two. One of them is not on the agenda, but it's the receipt that I got from, actually I asked Bob about this. I wanted to continue on with Paul's, remember that ordinance we passed with the homeowners, with the rental property? I want to continue on with that project and extend it out to the actual owners, property owners, by getting them a way to get assistance as far as replacing the roofs or, construction, minor construction work, or some landscaping, whatever curb appeal stuff we need to do. But allow them an opportunity for them to have some town money lent to them so they can get the stuff done. But also work with a construction company that will help us put together a whole program where it won't cost the town much of anything, help the homeowners to be able to, get the roofs replaced and get the minor construction stuff done. So I'd like to put that on the next agenda, if we could, I guess next council meeting, whatever that's going to be.
Well, you want to do it December 3rd or wait till June? Because normally December 3rd is Christmas tree lighting, and then we have
Yeah.
swearing in, and we have appointments for.
Probably January would be a better time, because we'll get through the holidays. But then we'll have a more detailed plan in place, and I can show y'all in detail what I'm talking about. But I think that we can get a hold of some money, and I talked to Jake about it. He's got a whole bunch of rich friends that wants to lend some money to help us do this, and I think we can convince them to put some money together in a pot where we can actually help homeowners, for instance, that may need a roof. We can help them, maybe not pay for the roof, but loan them some money to get the roof done, as long as they abide by the ordinances that we put forth here. So.
Yep.
Okay, I have one more thing.
Okay.
It's totally different. Saturday was our recycling event, which most of us were at, and didn't do much but stand there and tell y'all how well you did, because I have a bad back and I'm old. But anyway, other than that, y'all did, Barry and Harvey, y'all did. But Bob and Brian, we don't pay you enough to do what you did Saturday. All I saw y'all do was lift huge things all Saturday morning. Huge TVs. TVs that are still a piece of furniture. You know, they moved several of those. I was very proud and I appreciate it from both of them. Very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other communications?
Yes, we have the high.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to the presentation of the fiscal year 2013 audit by Highsmith and Highsmith.
Mr. Highsmith, yes.
Mr. Highsmith and Highsmith.
One of the brothers.
I'm here.
Highsmith.
I'm here. So thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council, for having me here this evening to give you a brief summary report of the audit report. It was a pleasure to work with Bob and Kim and the staff of the town of Irmo. I thought they did a great job getting us the information in a very timely manner and met all of our questions and demands that we had. So a big thanks to them. If you'll look at page 1 of the audit, this is our independent auditor's report. And this is really the crux of the information. The management and council is responsible for the set of financial statements. These are your responsibility. Our responsibility is to come in, do our audit, and express an opinion on our procedures and the financial statements as a whole. Based on those audit procedures, we determined that the numbers here are presented fairly. It's a clean opinion or an unqualified opinion, which is great for the town. Okay? On pages 3 through 8 is the management discussion and analysis. I'm not going to go through this in detail, but I would encourage you to take a look at it, spend some time with it, as it gives a summary of the fiscal year, June 30th, 2013. On page 9 is the statement of net position, or the balance sheet, if you will. For the year ended June 30, 2013, our current assets were $5,556,759. Page 9.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay? Of which $5,335,932 was cash. So approximately 96% of our current assets is made up of cash and the pooled cash. So we're in a real good cash position. Our capital assets were $5,851,899. Our total current liabilities were $666,853. And our total liabilities were $927,363. The unrestricted portion of our assets that we can spend is $4,606,966. Okay?
Okay, not $4,572,797.
I'm including the business type activities, which is the Okra Struck Fund.
Okay.
So yes, ma'am, for the general fund, ABC Permit Fund, and Capital Projects Fund, our unrestricted portion is $4,572,790.
Okay, got it.
Okay? On page 10 is the statement of activities. This is basically our income statement, if you will. For the governmental activities, we had an increase in our net position of $146,931. For the business type activities, which is the Okra Struck Fund, we had a decrease of $26,306 for an overall increase of $120,625.
Say
Okay? Yes,
that
ma'am.
one more time.
Yes, ma'am.
This was not this other stuff, remember, this was 2012.
I understand.
Yes. Toward the bottom of the page, you'll see change in net position.
Yeah,
The $146,931 is an increase,
I see.
okay? That includes the 3 funds, general fund, capital projects, and the ABC permit fund,
Right.
okay?
And you take away the 26,300.
Yes, ma'am,
Got
that
it.
Okra Struck. So we had a net overall change for the town of an increase of $120,625,
Okay.
okay? Page 11 through, I believe it's pages 19, are all the governmental fund types, which is basically summarized in the first 2 pages, so I'm not going to go through that in detail. On page 20 is the beginning of our footnotes. Once again, I'm not going to go through these in detail, but I would like to point out on page 28 just our capital asset accounts. This is the details of what makes up the $5 million balance on the statement of net position. Okay? The other schedule is on page 31. So
Before you leave
yes, ma'am.
28, you make reference to where this money is and in the report. And is it your opinion that's a pretty good place to have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay? On page 31. This is the statement for the general fund of budgeted versus actual expenses. And I just wanted to point out that overall, we beat our revenues by $457,896. And we also were under budget on expenses of $165,111. So overall, in the general fund, we had an increase of $623,007. So it was a good year for the town of Irmo for the general fund. Okay?
That doesn't mean you can spend it.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. The other report that Mr. Brown passed out to you is what we call our report to town council. It basically, I'm not going to go through this in detail, but basically says that we did not have any disagreements with management. We didn't find anything in our test procedures or looking at the financial statements that caused concern for us to have to report to you. So I thought, once again, I thought the management and the staff of the town is doing well. The other thing that's mentioned in the report is because we have such a small staff with the town of Irmo, segregation of duties can be hard to overcome. So we just have to stay involved in the overseeing of the financials of the town. Okay? And that is all I have. So any questions?
So in a nutshell, the town of Irmo is in a good financial position.
Yes, sir.
From your experience with other townships, we're not in any trouble going bankrupt or
No, sir.
not be able to meet our liabilities or anything?
No, sir. If you look at in the governmental types, your unrestricted is $4.5 million. Your annual general fund budget is about $4.3 million in expenses. So you've got a year's worth of expenses in unrestricted assets that if you need it, you could pull from.
And that's including the cost of this new park? that we just-
Yes,
just
that's
had?
everything rolled up into one.
Is that enough to have as a security blanket?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it 1 year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you think we ought to have more, I'll make.
Well, I'm an accountant, so I'm always going to say more is better. So, that's just my accounting blood in me. But no, I think overall the town of Irmo is in good financial shape. Okay. All right. You're very welcome. Thank you for having us. Thank you for the opportunity to perform the audit for town of Irmo, and thank you for having me here tonight. Thank you.
Is there any other receipt of communications? Seeing none, then we have, we have presentation by citizens on the agenda items only. Would anybody like to address any of the agenda items we have on the council, on the agenda tonight? Any issues or any stuff we're going to talk about? Please step up to the microphone and do that. If not, move on to the agenda then. Under unfinished business, approval of a memorandum of understanding with Banana Health and the town of Irmo with an Irmo opt-out clause that was put on by the mayor. Anybody get a copy of that? Did anybody see a copy of that? Oh. Yeah, okay. So do I have a motion to,
I'd like to make a motion to amend this agreement by removing the handwritten wording on this document. No?
Next
The
time.
next item on the agenda.
Okay, there's no motion on this.
No,
yeah, if we don't make a motion, then
That's it, correct.
which is the next item.
I would like to remove my motion.
Yeah.
So, hearing no motion, this first item dies, lack of a motion. Give a second. Going on to the second one, item B under unfinished business, approval of a memorandum of understanding with Mental Health and the Town of Irmo dated October 21st, 2013, which I put on here, that's this one. Correct.
I'll make the motion for you.
Motion been moved and properly second. Any discussion?
Jump in, Paul.
Oh,
We can accept it, but we have to accept it without this handwritten information.
right,
But
right.
that one's dead, so.
That one's dead, so this is one we're accepting.
All the questions?
Well, wait a minute, I wanted to say something. Okay. Does everybody have their seats? Again, this was a memorandum of understanding between Mental Health and the Town of Irmo regarding the naming of the amphitheater, the Irmo new amphitheater. Basically, we have an agreement for the next 25 years that we all agree to. They're going to pay us $120,000 over a 10-year period to have the naming rights for the amphitheater. There's many other features in the park that I'd like to see get naming rights to. I hope other organizations, other places would like to step up to the plate and start doing that, name it. I think it's a good deal. There's a lot of work went into this, and I'm glad that we finally get past it. Has anybody been on with the new park yet? Look at it. It's a wonderful park. The amphitheater is gorgeous. I can't wait to have the first concert over there. And just enjoy the new park. So, all those in favor of the memorandum of understanding and the way it's written, please do so by show of hands. All opposed? 4 unanimous. Okay. New business. First reading of ordinance 1312 to amend the Irmo Town Code. Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 2, Fire Prevention and Protection Code, adopting the International Fire Code in its entirety, Irmo Fire District. Do I hear a motion?
I so move.
Second.
Motion been properly moved to second. Any discussion?
What year is this? What year is this code?
We've got Mr. Allen, the fire marshal, answering questions.
2012. 2012.
How does it differ from what we had done, because we've done this in the past? Yeah, please.
Yeah, all we're trying to do is just bring it up to date. The one that's on the books now is actually the 1997 Standard Fire Prevention Code.
Oh, okay.
So the state,
So it hadn't been updated?
yeah,
since
state
then.
adopted 2000, 2003, 6, and now 12. So we're just bringing it up to date.
Okay. I knew that we had done this before, so that we were kind of consistent with the county and everything.
Statewide.
Statewide.
Statewide, yes, sir.
Okay.
Good.
Any other comments? All those in favor, show by sign of hands. All opposed? 4 to 1.
Artie, did you second that?
Paul,
All
yes,
in
sir.
favor.
Thank you.
Under new business item B, approval to purchase 10 picnic tables from Vintners Recreation in the amount of $6,800, 84 cents, $884.43.
So moved.
Second.
So moving properly second. Now, my question is, Vintners, is they local? Are they a local company? Why are we spending so much money for picnic tables? I thought we would have the wooden ones that you can remove or.
Well, we can move these, we're not gonna mount them to the surface out there, but they're heavy enough to feel that they won't get ripped off. They're
Okay.
metal, and they will match the ones that are already replaced by the playground. Same color, same texture, same, they'll be matching.
Quality commercial type stuff.
Correct,
Yeah.
they're 8 feet
Okay.
long, and the seats are well done there, so it's a big heavy piece of,
I mean, are these tables, I mean,
all of them big show.
Unless you want to build a room yourself.
I just thought $7,000 was a bunch of picnic tables. I don't know. Maybe it's
the last 5 years, 10 years, anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
I will check.
Kathy, the ones we have in the park over here, they've been there for 13 years and they look as good as they would bought
The
them.
ones here?
Correct.
Okay.
And it's
how
the
long
same
have-
type thing.
It's the same exact product,
And how long have they been there?
13 years.
Oh, but that's good.
Oh, okay.
No, you and I are not gonna be asked to come back and repaint.
Good, good.
Okay. Well, that's what, I was just making sure that we, spending our town's money wisely.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor, show by sign of hands. All opposed? It's unanimous. Moving to item C, establishment of community park hours, community park of Irmo hours. Somebody like to make a motion?
Well, I would. I'd like to see the hours. We're gonna have to have regular hours and we're gonna have to have special hours. We know that, when special events come. But I think the standard hours of 7 a.m. to, 10 p.m. would be suitable. Gives the park time to open in the morning. The police department has been, very punctual with that. It also kind of conforms to shortly after a shift change, to get it open, and 10 o'clock with the changing of time, it's getting dark during the daylight saving hours, and gives them a chance to, make a kind of last sweep before we close the gate. Do you see any problem with that, Chief?
No, sir.
I would say use that as the standard hours, and I think we would look at special hours as special events come.
What about this park over here? What are the hours over here? Is everybody?
Well, it's not gated, but
Posted 8 to 10.
8 to 10,
I think that's, I don't have a problem with that. I think we have to establish something, like you said, establish a set of hours. But of course, when we have a special event, it may adjust the hours accordingly.
Absolutely.
And we have to be flexible enough to be able to do that. So-
and one that was involved with this park, when we started it, we kind of looked at it that way and said, let's try this and see if it works. Then we were flexible enough to make changes. And I think that's something to look at in the new park. Let's not have a barrage of rules and regulations and all these different hours. Let's start out with something and see how it works. If it needs to be massaged, we can do that.
Okay.
I agree. Any other comments?
Something we agree that will be 7 to 10.
Yeah. So we make a motion that the hours be from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, or Sunday?
7 days a week.
7 days a week?
With the police department, they're here 7 days a week.
I can easily see Easter services.
Absolutely.
And they have to be.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just, yeah.
You know, and we may have times when we have a concert that goes to midnight,
Yeah.
and we may not want the park open before noon the next day, because you don't want to be out at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning cleaning up with residents backing up. So you want to keep it closed so you have a chance to go in and clean up. That's the flexibility that I was talking about.
Understand.
Okay. So we'll have established hours in from there, so we'll make it as a motion, or?
I made it as a motion.
All right.
Second.
Second, moving properly second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, all right. Okay, establishment of contract,
Mr. Mayor,
yes,
I have included a letter in the packet. All of you should have a copy of it. I asked to be recused from this and would like to leave the bench while this is discussed and voted on.
okay. I received your letter, and I have no problem with that. Approval of contract with Mrs. Hoots for, as the 2014 orchestra administrator, the amount of $12,000. And we have a letter from the Orchestra Commission in your packets, requesting that she continues on as the administrator. Does anybody make a motion for
I'd
that?
like to make a motion that we approve the contract as written.
Okay.
Second.
Move the property second, any discussion?
This is pretty much the same as last year, and the amount of work that is done is tremendous, so it's well worth the money.
I agree. Yeah, we had a successful orchestra. Did anybody ever get the numbers yet? Do we know they have the numbers yet for that?
Kurt's still thinking about it.
Still thinking about it?
Still working on it.
Chewing that down. Okay. All right, I won't beat you up about it tonight. Okay. Any other comments? To move the property second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, votes unanimous. Okay. Mr. Hoots, it's almost a new term. Okay. We got something tonight. Consideration of cancellation, last item, consideration of cancellation of the December 17th, 2013 meeting. Let me see. December 3rd is the tree lighting, and that's usually a pretty quick meeting, isn't it?
You'll be sworn in.
Oh, that's right.
And then we have appointment, reappointment for the county attorney, judge.
A lot of refunds.
Will we do that at the December 3rd meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have cake and punch, right? Right?
Punching?
Huh?
Punching?
Punch.
Oh, punch.
Punch.
Okay.
Sushi.
Okay, December 17th, I'm not gonna be here. It's my granddaughter's recital in Tampa, Florida, and I've got to be there. And I love y'all, and I hate to miss meetings, but she's not gonna understand if I'm not there.
This is what day?
17th.
Oh, 17th, okay. I see no reason to,
We normally do, I mean, but
And Bob's off too, I mean, two of them are off.
that's fine.
And
No problem.
there's nothing pressing, Bob?
not this time.
Okay.
I think we would leave it just like we normally do. If something comes up, we can be told and call. Yeah. The reason I was delaying just a little bit was I wasn't sure where January the 1st fell and where the first meeting in January, if it was like the 2nd or 3rd, but it's not, it's the 7th. So I was gonna make a suggestion we do both of them if there was gonna be a conflict there, but it's not.
But we haven't established our 2014 council schedule yet.
Okay.
But we will at the next meeting.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Do we need it in the form of a motion? Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we consider canceling the December 17th, 2013 meeting and wishing everyone a happy holiday and a very Merry Christmas.
Second.
Just move the property second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so it's unanimous. Okay. All right, that brings us to the end of our agenda. Is there any presentation by citizens on any of the things you heard us say tonight? You want to talk to us about? Do you have any other issues that are either on the agenda or not on the agenda? We will take those comments at this time. Just come to the podium, give us your name and
Jacqueline Buck, Executive Director of Keep the Midlands Beautiful. And I just wanted to address you all tonight and say thank you so much for coming out to the Keep the Midlands Beautiful e-waste recycling and shred event this past Saturday. As Kathy mentioned, all 4 council members that are here present tonight were there and helping out, not just lifting, but greeting residents and talking to people. It was well attended. For those of you that use extra muscle, Administrator Mr. Brown and the Chief of Police. We certainly thankful for that. We did have Alpha Kappa Alpha come out to help with shredding and direct traffic. They weren't so helpful on the lifting, but we appreciate all that they did. The event was amazingly successful. As you all saw, there were so much material. The company that we had contracted with had to go and get a second truck, and also they did rent a storage facility here in town because they couldn't get all the materials back, which will be emptied by the end of the week. It was wildly successful. At about 1 o'clock, I had to turn people away. So I'm hoping that February 15th will look good for you to have the next event. People can get rid of the items that they've replaced at Christmas time. And that should be maybe we could do a February and a November event for e-waste and shred, because Lexington County and Richland County do offer events monthly now, and we partner with those. But having it here in the town, Irmo, it crosses over. Lexington, Richland County residents can come to this event. But thank you so much for hosting it in the town. We had everything cleaned up by midnight on Saturday evening, and the school parking lot was clean when we went through for church on Sunday morning, and we're just thankful that it was here in our community.
The cars, the number of cars, amazed me. I had no idea. I mean, there was never a moment that it wasn't 4 and 5 deep. It was unbelievable.
What amazed me, what was in the cars.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There were some antiques.
Oh my word. And what we did see was some of the units that were covered in dirt and mud. And when I said, you know, wow, this is covered in dirt, and they said, well, it's been outside, sitting outside, which is why we hold these, because we don't want that to happen. We're cleaning up the neighborhoods, getting people easy accessibility, and, you know, thank you so much for your leadership on that.
Thank you for all your hard work.
This will be very brief.
We know you, Jay.
This is really very brief. December the 6th is Arbor Day in South Carolina at 3:15.
Friday, right?
A Friday. H.E. Corley Elementary is having an Arbor Day celebration in conjunction with the Arbor Day Committee. We're going to have refreshments. We're going to have dancers, a choir, string performances. I think that we're going to talk quit into planting not 1 but 2 trees at Corley on Arbor Day. Matt Baldwin from David's Fine Jewelry is donating 100 t-shirts for the children. We've got some sponsors. We're actually going to make money with the event. Any money we make goes back into additional landscaping at Corley. If you haven't been by Corley, you ought to ride by Corley. Tomorrow they will deliver 64 additional plants, and that'll be the last of them, but they look good. But come, please, 3:15 on Friday. And I know I sound like a broken record, but this is a big deal to the school. And
So
thank
you'll email us again Thursday?
I'll email you again Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put out another email.
Okay.
Just thank you.
Thank you.
Just remind me, we're all of us here. Because Paul is the baby.
Paul's going to be the master of ceremony.
Is anybody else, any other presentation by citizens? Seeing none, do we have a need for an executive session? Seeing none?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn the meeting at second, proper move to second at 7:35, 7:36.